o'clock, right? So, like I usually do on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, today I'm going to do a little gentle class, right? So hopefully that'll be good for all of you who usually come on Sunday mornings, right? This is our usual Sunday morning class, right? So hopefully you're going to enjoy. Now, you're going to start by laying on your back, all right? You're just going to lay on your back. If you want to keep your knees bent, you can. If you want to extend them long, extend them long. Just find some comfortable place to be. If being on your back isn't it, you can come and sit up in easy sit, or you can go to child's pose. I'm going to be here in easy sit while I talk to you guys. It doesn't mean that you have to be, right? Ideally, I want you on your back. But you just find where you would like to be and take these first few moments, start to bring your focus to your breath. You have to control your breath right now. Just breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Get to the full control in a second here. Hey Linda, hey Mary. Let your breath kind of take over here, whatever it's doing. Start to notice it. Start to observe it. Let it push everything else to the background. There's a lot of everything else right now, I know. Right? Let your breath sweep it away just for this hour. Let yourself be fully focused on your mat and your practice. Let yourself be fully present to your mat and to your practice. Once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, then you're going to start to add that element of control to your breath. So like I talked about before, you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. But now, like I said, you've got to start to control your breath a little bit. Make your breaths longer. Make them slower. Make them deeper. So as you inhale, you're pulling your breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, push your breath all the way out. This is going to allow us here to move with our breath. One breath, one movement. It's the key to any yoga flow. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Just let them kick in. Those breaths kick in. Here, right? Everybody's going to come to their back. If you're not there already, bring yourself here now. We're going to start to move from our back. Right? So you're just going to take your knees, hug them into your chest. We're going to start just those lumbar circles. That means you're going to let your knees go over to one direction or the other, then push them away from your body. Bring them over to the other direction, then pull them all the way into your chest. So you're just circling around. We call them lumbar circles. Lumbar means the low back. What you're really doing here is circling around the sacrum, the lowest part of your back, your sacral spine. Right? The lumbar spine is taking the pressure. You should feel good. A little spinal massage. Do one more this direction. Next time you're hugging your knees all the way, and you're just going to switch directions. You're going to go over to the other side first, then push your knees away, then bring them around and back in. So you can have your hands on your knees like I do. You can wrap your hands around your shins if you don't want your hands to be involved at all. You just want to let your knees move. All good. more rounds here. And then hug those knees all the way in to your chest. Now from here, we're going to do a couple TBEs. That means total body extension. All it means here, right, you're going to let your legs go long, and you're going to take your arms overhead. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more active, you can hover your heels off the mat. You can hover the back of your hands off the mat. If you want to make it more relaxed, let everything relax down, right? That's up to you. Then from there, as you inhale, you're going to hug your knees back in. And again, you can lift your head and shoulders, push your forehead toward your knees, let your tailbone lift, or you can keep everything relaxed, right? So do that 2 more times as you exhale. Extend everything long, whether you're hovering or just stretching. Inhale, hug it all back in. Do it 1 more time. Exhale, extend everything long. Inhale, hug it back in. Now, as we hug everything back in here, keep your right knee hugged in. Let your left leg extend long. Let your left heel land on the mat. My foot's going off the camera. I'll scoot up here a little bit so you guys can see. But you just want to have your left heel resting on the mat, but keep your left toes flexed like they're going up towards the ceiling. And then just lift your head and shoulders. Bring your nose towards your right knee. Now you can pull that right knee in a little bit tighter maybe, but keep that left foot on the mat. Then from there, you're going to let your head and shoulders come down, and you're going to switch out your legs. Take your right leg long, take your left knee, hug it all the way in. Same thing here. Right heels on the mat, you're hugging that knee in, lifting your head and shoulders so your nose comes towards your left knee. So I just want you to switch back and forth a couple more times here. Extend your left leg long, let your head and shoulders relax, hug the right knee in, and then lift your head and shoulders. Relax your head and shoulders down, extend the right leg long, hug the left knee in. Couple more times, just switching back and forth with your legs, lifting your head and shoulders as you pull that knee in. Waking up the core just a little bit, opening up the hips just a little bit. All right, so do it 1 more time each side. Right knee comes all the way in, extends long. Left knee comes all the way in and extends long. Now from here, take your knees, hug them into your chest. Take your hands to the crease of your knees. Just rock yourself up into a hook line position. So hook line looks like this, right? I've got my knees up to the sky, my feet are on the ground, my spine is nice and straight, like there's a string pulling my top of my head up towards the ceiling. Now, you're going to take your hands, sweep back behind you. It doesn't matter which direction your fingertips are facing. Take your feet out just a little bit wider so that your pinky toes are on the edges of your mat. Do some windshield wipes here. Really get into the hips. Let your knees drop over to the right, pull them up to center, and then drop them to the left. So you're just going back and forth, back and forth. It should feel good as you do this. Just letting everything open. If you just need to make your movements a little bit smaller because your body's not quite awake yet, that's fine. Do it about 3 more times each side. Just windshield wiping, back and forth, back and forth. Couple more rounds here. And then we're going to meet back in tabletop now, or back in tabletop, back in hook line. What I want you to do here, extend your legs all the way long, and take your hands right to your sides, right? So now I've got my hands right by my hips, my hands are pressing into the ground. Now I'm going to press my hands into the ground, push my torso up, I'm pressing my heels into the ground, flipping my feet, flexing my feet so that my toes are coming back towards my face. I'm sitting up nice and tall. It should feel like work, right? I'm looking at the camera, so I'm looking over my left shoulder, but you should be looking straight ahead. It should feel like a little bit of work here, just holding yourself up, right? It's called staff pose. Now, from your staff pose, you're going to let those hands come off the mat, so you're going to feel your hips sink a little deeper into the mat. That's okay. Bend into your right knee and just bring that right knee in against the left inner thigh. And then just take a simple twist here. You're going to take your left hand, wrap it around your right knee, sweep your right hand back behind your right hip, and look over your right shoulder. Now, as you untwist, that right leg is going to extend long. Hands are going to come to your sides. Push yourself up into staff pose. Everything is engaged here. And then release your hands, let those hips sink. Now you're going to bend your left knee, put your left foot on the inside of your right thigh, take your twist to the left, look over your left shoulder. All right, so we're going to flow with that just a couple times here. All right, so we come back around, extend your left leg long, press your palms into the mat, come into staff pose. Let that staff pose relax, bend into your right knee, twist to the right. Come back around, extend your right leg, push yourself up into staff pose, relax. Bend your left knee, twist to the left. We're going to do that 1 more time each way. So we come back around, push up to our staff pose, Relax. Come into our twist to the right. Push into staff pose. Relax. Bend your left knee. Take your twist to the left. And then extend your left leg long here. Sweep your hands up to the sky. Turn your palms towards your toes. And then just take a little forward fold here. Let your belly come down towards your thighs. Keep your back nice and flat, right? So the crown of your head's pointed towards your feet, not towards your shins or your knees. Now you guys stay there for a couple breaths. It's okay if you're not getting super deep. It's early yet, right? This is still our warm-up. Now when you're ready, slowly peel up. And then from here, you're gonna come again, bend into your right knee, bring that right knee against the sole of the left foot again. This time, just let that right knee fall all the way open. I'm gonna do this on the other side first so you guys can see. So in this little half butterfly, right? You're on your right knee, let your right knee fall open, turn your torso towards your left leg, and then just walk it forward here. Is that half butterfly forward fold? And again, we do this all the time. Usually at the end of class when our body's nice and warm, we get really deep into it. You're not gonna get as deep into it right now because it's early in class yet, right? So just come as far as you can. Again, it's like bringing that chest forward, getting the crown of the head to go toward your toes. And then from there, we're just gonna come back up and we're gonna switch sides. So you're gonna take your right leg long, bend into your left knee. Now let that left knee fall open to the left. Turn your torso towards your right leg and just walk it forward here. Again, doesn't have to be deep yet. If you can grab your foot, go for it. If your hands are just on the mat on either side of your left leg somewhere, or your right leg somewhere, that's okay. All right, now slowly come back up here. Now, leave your left knee open like it is. Bend into your right knee and just bring the soles of your feet together. I'm going to turn around here towards the front of the room so you can see what I'm talking about here. So now we're just in this bound ankle position. You can grab onto your feet. Let your knees fall open wide. Right? I just want everybody to sit up tall here, right? Kind of like we did in staff pose. Pretend there's a string on the top of your head pulling you up to the ceiling. And just let those knees fall open. Again, we're not going to lean forward here or come into full turtle. It's not a stretch we do at the end of class. Right now we're just trying to open up the body a little bit. So take one more breath here. And then slowly release your feet. Bring your knees back together. Now we're going to come around into tabletop. Right, so that's hands and knees pose. You're going to come with your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Take a few cat cows here. This will give us an opportunity to really get our body and breath in perfect sync. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your chin up to the sky. Tuck your tailbone under. Let your belly drop. That's cow pose. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, all out your armpits. That's cat. And just keep moving here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. So find your rhythm. Might be faster or slower than mine. It's all good. Find the rhythm of your breath. Match your movements to it. A couple more rounds here. And then eventually, we're going to meet back in neutral tabletop. Now, as you come here to neutral tabletop, you're going to tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, come into that first down dog of the morning. Right, so now your fingers are spread wide like starfish. You got that pointer finger at the front of the mat, letting your head drop between your shoulder blades, you're pushing your belly towards your upper thighs. Right? Maybe this seems like a lot of work on a Sunday morning, right? Down dog. Maybe some of you are so used to it, it seems like barely anything at all. But what we really want to do in down dog is get our bodies, or check in with our bodies, right? Notice what's going on with your body. Because you can feel every part of your body in down dog, it's the perfect check-in spot, right? So you can add that movement where you're walking the dog if that feels good. Maybe you're swaying your hips, maybe you're just staying still. You're noticing what feels good this morning, what doesn't feel good. Think about where you really can push forward this morning and where you really need to hold yourself back. Make sure you're listening to your body as we go through the rest of practice. All right, now from here, you're going to bend your knees, look between your thumbs, and just bring your feet forward, your hands. Come to forward fold. Now I'm going to turn around again so I'm facing the front of the room, but you guys are just at the top of your mat. All right. From here, take a half lift into monkey. Now you're going to pull your shoulders even with your hips. Crown of the head is towards the front of the room now. Your back is nice and flat. Hands are on the shins for most of us. Maybe yours reach the floor. They're up on your knees or your thighs. It's all good. As you exhale, let your belly come back down to your thighs, let the crown of your head go all the way to the floor. That's your full forward fold. Now this time as we inhale, we're gonna take a big reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing, right? So now we're here in this extended standing mountain, hands reaching up overhead, standing nice and tall. As you exhale here, we're gonna take a twist. It's kind of like a hug twist. That probably doesn't make any sense, but what I want you to do, we're gonna twist to the right first. So you're gonna take your right hand, it's gonna wrap around behind your back. Let your left hip come forward and your right hip draw back. Now, drop your left hand down, reach it to your right hip. So it's like you're giving yourself a little hug as you twist to the right. Take your chin, your gaze, over your right shoulder. Now inhale, come back around to center. Take your arms back up overhead. Now we're gonna twist the other way. So this time your left hand's gonna wrap around behind your back. You're gonna push that left hip back, draw that right hip forward, and take your right hand down to your left hip. Take your chin, your gaze, over your left shoulder. Now untwist here. Bring your hands back up overhead. As your hands come up overhead here, you're going to interlace your palms together and then flip them up. So your palms are going up towards the ceiling with those interlaced fingers. Take your side bend here. As you exhale, side bend to the right. Bump your hips to the left. Reach those palms to the right. Bring that left bicep right over the left ear so you feel it all along your left side body. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, go the other way. Bump your hips to the right. Push those palms to the left. Inhale, come back to center here. As you exhale, we're going to take a back bend, push your hips forward, take your chest and your gaze up, push your palms towards the back of the room. But then as you inhale, you're going to stand tall. Now, this time as you exhale, just push your palms straight in front of you, right? So like you're pushing those palms towards the front of the room and tuck your chin to your chest. You're taking them around here. Then as you inhale, you're going to bring everything back up. As you exhale, you're going to release your hands and swan dive back down into forward fold. Belly to thighs, crown of the head towards the mat. So that's our basic sun salutation technique, moving the spine in all its different directions. We're going to do it twice more. Now that you guys have seen it, we're going to move a little faster. We're going to move with our breath. So as you inhale, take that half lift into monkey, shoulders even with the hips. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to standing. And then as you exhale, we're taking that hug twist to the right. Right hand wraps around, left hand comes towards the right hip, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, untwist, exhale, go the other way, left hand wraps back, right hand to the left hip, look over the left shoulder. Untwist, hands overhead, interlace them, press them to the sky. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, stand tall. Push your palms in front of you, tuck your chin to your chest, round out. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, release your hands and swan dive back down. In forward fold. All right, let's do that one more time through. Inhale, half lift to monkey. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Exhale, take that twist to the right. Inhale, untwist, come back to center. Exhale, take the twist to the left. Inhale, untwist, come back to center. Interlace your hands, press into the sky. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Side bend to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, push the palms in front of you, round out, tuck your chin. Inhale, come back up. And then exhale, we're going to swan dive all the way back down into our forward fold. Take one more half lift monkey there. Pull your shoulders in with your hips. And then as you exhale, fold back down. Now, we're going to come to the very top of the mat here. All right? Now, as you come here, you're going to keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot way back behind you. So you're in a runner's lunge. You want your right ankle right over your right knee. Now you're going to drop that left heel here, so your left toes point to the left. We're going to rise up into warrior one. So you're just going to peel your upper body up, keep that deep bend in your right knee, reach your hands up to the sky, turn your hips towards the right side of the room. Or I say towards the right side of the room, that's because what I'm doing. You want yours towards the front of the room, towards your right knee. That's the way to think of it, right? Spin your pinky fingers in towards each other. Maybe your hands reach back, maybe you look up, but don't straighten out your right leg, right? Keep bending into your right knee. Now as we exhale here, we're going to come to a twisted lunge. That just means you're going to drop your left hand down all the way into So you're stacking your shoulders, opening your chest. If you want to lift up your left heel here, you can. You don't have to. You can keep it down. But as we come up, everybody's going to drop that left heel. You're going to push away from now with your left hand. As you rise up, let your right leg straighten this time. Turn your hips towards the left side of your mat. You're going to grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and pull back into Sky Archer. All right, so now as you pull on that right hand, you're creating that big space along your right side body. Make sure your right toes stay pointed towards the top of the mat. Now, release your right hand here. Bend back into your right knee, but keep your hips facing the left side of the room. Drop your right elbow to your right knee, and then take your left hand straight up to the sky. Now you're in side angle here, right? If you want to here, you can take your left hand, left arm over your left ear, reach those left fingertips towards the front of the room. Don't let that hand come in front of your face, right? And don't let your chest hit down towards the ground. If that's going on and it's hard, then just reach that hand straight up. Maybe you slide that right hand down towards the ground, but it's the same thing, right? If that makes your chest cave and you look like this, then just stay with the elbow on the knee and the hand up to the sky. All right, now from here, we're coming from side angle into reverse warrior. So keep that bend in your right knee, but lift your torso. Take your left hand along your left thigh. Reach that right hand up and over. Keep bending into your right knee. Maybe you take that left hand and wrap it around behind your back if that feels better. You could be looking up at your right fingertips or back over your left shoulder. But again, once you get everything in place, bend more deeply into the right knee. Reach a little further back. Create a little more space. All right, now from here, you're going to curl your hands around. They're going to reach over your right knee. So your palms are facing each other, thumbs are together. Your hips are swiveled back towards your right knee. Step forward with your left foot and just drop it next to the right. Now you're here in chair with your hands reaching forward. Your hands can come to heart center if you want them to, right? Take the glance down. Make sure you can see your toes and wiggle your toes. And then your weight's all back in your heels. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, sink a little deeper. Now, on your next inhale, you're just going to push through all four corners of both feet. Bring yourself up to extended mountain. As you exhale, swan dive down into forward fold. Now, we're not done here with the right side, right? We're still doing our flow. What I want you to do here is step back, right foot, maybe you drop your right knee, left foot, make your way all the way down to your belly, all right? So now I'm laying down on my belly. I'm going to take my feet, I'm going to bend into both feet and reach my heels towards my glutes. Now take your hands, reach them back behind you. If you can, you're going to grab on to your ankles with your hands. If you can't, it's okay, right? You're just reaching back. Now from there, take your left foot, let it come down, sweep your left hand forward. Maybe you're still holding on to your right foot and you look like this. Maybe you just look like this, you're reaching back towards it. All right, now, from here, if you grab a hold of your right ankle, you're going to release it. And you're going to bring your right hand right by your right chest. You guys can't see me, but I put my right hand by my right chest. And now I'm going to push into my right hand. I'm going to keep my left hand reaching forward. I'm just going to roll over onto my left hip and just tap my right toes back behind me, back over my left foot. So it's like that shoulder T-stretch we do, except we're not coming all the way into it, right? So you're just going to tap, and then you're going to push off those right toes. Roll yourself back over. Let your right leg go all the way along now. Bend into your left elbow. Bring both hands by your chest. Push yourself up and back into child's pose. Again, this is just for a breath. Bring your hips towards your heels. Take your forehead towards the mat. Keep your arms reaching long. As you inhale, you're going to come up into tabletop. So now we're back here in tabletop, hands and knees pose. Now from here, you're going to take your right leg and extend it long behind you. Don't do that wrong. You're going to take your left leg, extend it long behind you, and then lift that left leg up to hip level. So now your left toes are pointed towards the ground. Your left toes, left hip pointed towards the ground. Reach your right hand forward. All right, so now we're here in spinal balance. Your right thumb's up to the sky, your right palm's facing towards the left side of the room. Now, you're going to kick your right foot slightly out to the right, drop your right hand down, drop your left foot down, sweep up with your left arm, and open up just into a modified side plank here. Maybe you lift your left foot up, maybe keep it down, all good. Right, maybe you reach those left fingertips over, like in side angle. Maybe it stays straight up overhead. Now from here, taking everything back down into tabletop. And you're gonna tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, come back into down dog. Now I'm gonna turn all the way around here. You guys are gonna stay where you are, but then just bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward to your hands. Come to forward fold. So again, you're in a forward fold at the top of your mat. As you inhale, take a half lift here into monkey. Shoulders even with the hips. Exhale, fold back down. Now this time as you fold back down, you're gonna keep your left foot forward and take that big step back with your right foot. So you're here in runner's lunge. Left knee right over left ankle, right leg nice and long. We're gonna let that right heel come down so your right toes point to the right. And as you inhale here, rise up to warrior one. So deep, deep bend in that left knee. Square your hips towards your left knee, towards the front of your mat, taking your hands up to the sky. So here, we're gonna spin the pinky fingers in. Maybe reach your hands back. Maybe your chest goes up. But again, you're gonna keep bending into your left knee while you do this. Straighten your left leg. Now, dive down here. Bring your left hand to the inside, or sorry, right hand to the inside of your left foot. Your left hand's going straight up to the sky. So you're stacking your shoulders, opening your chest. So we're here in this twisted lunge. Again, maybe your right heel lifts here. Maybe it stays down. Up to you. Just get your chest as open as you can towards the left side of the room. Now from here, we come all the way to sky archer. So everybody's going to drop that right heel down. Push away from that with your right hand. Lift up. You're going to straighten your left leg. Your hips turn back towards the long edge of your mat on the right side. But your left toes stay pointed forward. Hands go up to the sky. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull it towards the back of the room. So now we're trying to create that space in the left side body. And so you're leaning as far back as you can. Now, as I release the left wrist, you're going to bend into the left knee. Let your left elbow drop to your left knee. And take your right hand straight up to the sky. Now we're in side angle. Again, you can stay right here in side angle. Maybe you reach those right fingertips up and over if you can get the bicep over the ear without your arm coming in front of your face. If that doesn't happen, keep it up to the sky. Maybe you start to slide that left hand down towards the ground. If it makes your chest cave towards the ground, then just keep the elbow on the knee. All right, as we inhale next, now we're going to come to reverse warrior. So you're lifting up, letting your right hand come along your right thigh, reaching that left hand up and over. Now, you can take your right hand, wrap it around behind your back, or keep it along your right thigh. You can look up at your left fingertips, you can look back over your right shoulder. Once you've got everything in place, bend more deeply into that left knee. Reach for the back of the left hand. Create a little more space. Now, as we come out of reverse warrior, knee stays bent. You're taking your arms, curling around, so your hands are reaching over your left knee. Your thumbs are facing, or your thumbs are up to the sky, your palms are facing each other. You're just going to take that step forward now with your right foot, bend into your right knee, and now, boom, we're here in chair, all right? So, your hands are reaching forward if you need to. Bring them to heart center. Look down, make sure you can see your toes with your toes. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, sink a little deeper. And this time, as we inhale, now we press to the feet. We come all the way up to extended mountain. As you exhale, swan dive it all the way down. Forward fold. Now take a half lift here. Shoulders even with the hips. Fold back down. Now plant your hands to the mat and bring yourself all the way to your belly. So you can step one foot back, drop a knee. Step the other foot back, drop a knee. Lower all the way down to your belly. If you want to make it a full chaturanga, that's your option here. We come here. We've got your hands by your chest, legs extended long. Now we're first going to bring it into bow. So both ankles, or both heels, come towards your glutes, right? You bend your knees, and then you reach both hands back. Maybe you just look like this, reaching your hands back. If you can grab a hold of one ankle, then the other, and come into full bow, then go for it. Take a breath here. And this time, we're going to keep a hold of the left ankle. You're going to release your right ankle. So let your right foot come all the way down. If you're just reaching back towards your left ankle, that's okay. Right? Sweep your right hand straight in front of you. So right hand's reaching towards the top of, it's probably past the top of your mat. Right? Moving down at the top of your mat with while you're grabbing onto your left ankle. So we're feeling that stretch in the left quad here. Now, from here, you're going to release that left ankle if you've grabbed a hold of it, right? And just take your left hand by your chest. Right arm still reaching forward. I'm going to push with my left hand, push myself over onto my right hip, and just tap my left toes outside my right thigh. Again, right? So kind of like that shoulder chi stretch we do, but you're keeping that left arm extended long, so you're not feeling that extreme stretch, or right arm extended long, so you're not feeling that stretch in the right shoulder. Now, just push off your left toes, push yourself back around, extend that left leg, bend your right elbow, bring both hands by your chest, push yourself up and back to child's pose. Just for a breath. And then you're going to bring it up into tabletop. Now, as we come up to tabletop here, so now your left leg, now your right leg is going to extend long. And you're going to reach your left hand forward. Right? Lift that right leg up to level if you can. So your right toes are pointed towards the ground, right hips pointed towards the ground. So you're in that full spinal balance. Now, drop that left hand down, kick your left foot slightly to the left, and then drop your right foot down. Take your right hand, sweep it up to the sky, so we're here now in our modified side plank. Maybe you lift your right foot up off the ground in your modified side plank. Maybe you reach those right fingertips towards the front of the room. Maybe you're just staying where you are. All good. From there, we're going to drop everything down, back to tabletop, and then tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Come through down dog just one more time. You're going to bend your knees, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward to your hands. All right, I'm facing the front of the room, but you guys stay where you are at the top of your mat. Now, inhale, take a half lift to monkey. Shoulders come even with the hips. Then as you exhale, fold back down. Now from here, you're going to toe your feet out wide to the edges of your mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out. Bend your knees and drop your hips. Let yourself come all the way down into your Malasana. Right, so Malasana looks like this. If you have a block and you want to sit on it, that's always an option. Most of you know that. If you're here and you can't, you're up on your heels, that's not where I want you to be, right? You're just strengthening your calves, not opening your hips. So you want your heels down. If you can take your feet just a little bit wider, and sometimes that helps, makes it easier to get down into your Malasana. If you still are not feeling good in Malasana, with or without a block, and your heels are still up, then come all the way down to your glutes, and come back to bound ankle, like we were in during the warm-up, and just bring yourself here. Right, those are your options here. So you're trying to open up the hips, but as we open up the hips, I want you to be comfortable. If you're just thinking about how much you hate the squat and when you get to come out of it, you're not going to get where you need to be here, right? You need to be somewhere where you are comfortable. So if that's bound ankle, bring it there. If you're still in your Malasana, sitting on something, or just in your regular Malasana, that's great. Stay right there. Wherever you are, close your eyes and just take a few moments here to bring that focus back to your breath. See if you still have your focus on your breath. Maybe you lost it while we were flowing. That's okay. You can get it back here. See if you still have that control of your breath. If not, regain it here. Lengthen your breaths again, slow them again, deepen them again. In through the nose, out through the nose. Just take about 3 more breaths here. And eventually, let your eyes open. Everybody's going to drop down to their glutes. Bring your knees together if you were in bound ankle, right? So we're back in that hook line position. Now, we're going to take it all the way down to our backs. We're going to do our core work from here. So I'm coming to the top of my mat, right? You guys should be at the top of your mat. Your feet should be at the top of your mat. Take your arms out long. Start to work that core by tucking your chin to your chest and letting yourself come all the way down to to your back. All right, now, we're gonna do some eagle crunches here, right? We're gonna start by coming into eagle arms. The eagle legs, you can add, or you can just keep your feet right here as we crunch. I'm gonna leave that up to you, okay? So what we're gonna do right now, you're gonna take your arms, lift them up, bring your left arm in front of your right. So your right arm is closer to your body. Hopefully that makes sense, right? You're crossing at the elbows. Now maybe you're just gonna grab up the shoulders here. Maybe this is your eagle wrap, right? Maybe you can get palm to palm, maybe back of palm to back of palm, right? Wherever you end up. Right now, you're gonna start, now if you wanna take eagle legs, then you're gonna take your left leg and cross it over the right. With those feet up off the ground, maybe you can hook your left toes around your right ankle, right? Or right calf, like I've done here. So you could look like this, if that's not good for you, right? Maybe you just look like this. Maybe you just take that left knee and cross it over and you look like this, right? Those are all good options. Now, what we're gonna do here, you're gonna lift your head and shoulders up off the ground and you're gonna pull your knees in towards your body. So you're trying to bring your left elbow and your left knee together. And then you're gonna let everything relax down, right? So you're just crunching in and out. Now, if you're not in eagle legs, right, maybe you're here, you're just lifting that upper body. Maybe both feet are on the ground, and you're just here, pushing the elbows towards the knees. If you've got your feet up, and you're in full eagle, you're trying to pull those knees in towards your body. All right, so take 3 more here. Up, down, one more time. Up, and down. Now, unwind everything, put your feet back on the ground, take your hands back to your sides. We still gotta do that again on the other side. All right, so this time, you're gonna take your arms up, you're gonna bring your right arm closer, no, your left arm closer to your body, your right arm's gonna be further away from your body. So your right arm's basically coming on top of your left. So same thing here, right? Maybe all you do then is grab opposite shoulders. Maybe you can get back of palm, maybe you can come all the way up and get palm to palm. Your right leg is gonna cross over your left. If you can lift your feet up and come into full eagle legs, wrapping your right toes around your left calf, then go for it. If you gotta keep your feet on the ground or just in your regular constructive rest with both feet on the ground, then do that, right? Find your place, and then as you inhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Now, if you've got your feet up off the ground, you can pull your knees in towards your body. Try to bring your right elbow and your right knee together. They should be the closest things to each other. Let your head and shoulders relax down. Push those knees back away. You can tap your left toes to the ground, but you don't have to. All right, so we're gonna do that about 10 more times. Just lifting up and down, up and down. Again, you might look more like this if you've got just that right leg crossed over, or you might look like this if you've got both feet on the ground, just pushing the right elbow towards your thighs. Right, wherever you are, do about 3 more times. Last one. Now, unwind everything. Let your head and shoulders, or let your arms and your legs unwrap. Let your shoulders rest on the mat. Now, take your knees, hug them into your chest. Bring your hands to the crease of your knees. We're going to roll ourselves back up into that hook line position. So hook line means our feet are on the ground, our knees are up to the sky, and we're sitting up nice and tall. Now, what we're going to do from here, right? I want you to bring your toes up off the mat. So your toes are flipped up. Now, if you want to really work this today, you can lift your heels up too, so you're basically in a boat, or you can keep your heels down on the ground. Bring your hands together, interlace them like we did before, right? But your elbows are still bent, so they're kind of hugged into your chest. So we're going to turn, I'm going to turn to the left first, because that way I'm facing the camera. So you're going to turn to the left, turning your torso to the left, and then punch those arms out. Bring them back in, turn to the center. Turn to the right, punch those arms out. Bring them back in, come back to the center. So we're working the obliques here, right? Punching to the left, bring it all back to center. Punching to the right, bring it all back to center. Like I said, you want to make it a little bit more, lift your heels up. We're going to do it 3 more times on each side. Heels can be down, heels can be up. Last one. And then hug it all in. Now, let your feet come down. Release your hands. You're going to push your belly towards your thighs. Wrap your hands around your shins. Tuck your chin to your chest. Drag your forehead towards your knees. You're curled up into that little ball here. Should feel good, releasing the low back and the hip flexors if they feel it from that core work that we just did. Take one more breath here. Right, and then we're going to come around. Now you're going to come up, right? Let your knees fall to one side or the other, and you're going to bring it around into a tabletop. All right, so you're right at the front of the mat. Now, what we want to do here, right, we're going to come either into frog or into tadpole. I'm going to keep myself facing forward now so I can show you guys this pose, right? I might turn sideways later so you can get the sideways view as well. So what's going to happen here, you're going to keep your hands right where they are, with your shoulders over your wrists, just for now. Try to take your knees a little bit further out. So your knees are wider than your hips. Now, you want to turn your toes out, right? So your toes are going to the outside of your body. Your ankles are in line with your knees, but your toes are turned out. So I'm going to turn to the side here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I've got my toes turned out, right? So that's your frog pose. Now, if this feels like too much, what you can do is bring your feet in together so your feet are touching while your knees stay wide, right? So those are all your options. Now, I'm facing forward again. What you're going to do once you're here, either in your full frog position with your toes turned out or in your tadpole position with your toes coming together, right? Now you're going to start to push your hips back and walk your hands forward. Now you don't have to push your hips all the way back to your heels, right? We're coming forward. If you can get your head down to the mat, you're here, right? Maybe you're just here on your forearms, maybe you can stay on your palms. So you're trying to bring your chest forward. You don't want to bring your hips forward way past your knees, right? You want your hips to stay over your knees or push a little bit back, right? Because that's what we're trying to stretch. This is usually just about what I would like in frog. Right now, I want you guys to stay here for about 5 more breaths. I'm going to come up. You should feel it in your inner thighs and those inner hip flexors. That's what's opening up here. I always like to tell a story that one time I took a class from Johnny Kest, who's a famous yogi teacher. He kept us in frog for 8 minutes. A lot of stuff comes up in 8 minutes when you're holding this pose. Right? I just tell you that so that you know you've got about 3 more breaths. You're not going to be here for 8 minutes, just a couple more breaths. Last one. And then we're slowly going to start to bring ourselves up here, right? So the first thing you want to do is come back up to your palms if you're not already. And then from there, slowly start to move your knees back in towards each other. Right? And once we get there, now you're going to let your hips fall to one side or the other, and you're going to bring your legs all the way in front of you. All right, so we're going to take a full seated forward fold here. We did kind of one, well, we did do one in our warm-up, right? But we didn't stay there that long, and we didn't get really into it. Now our bodies are nice and warm. We've been moving for the last 45 minutes or so. Your body's ready for it. We're going to get a little bit deeper. All right, so take your hands up to the sky. Now turn your palms towards the top of your mat, towards your feet. You're going to hinge at the hip. Keep your biceps by your ears as long as you can as you lean forward. When you can't keep your biceps by your ears anymore, stop moving your torso and just let your arms relax all the way down to your legs. Right? Mine are on my ankles right now. Maybe you can reach your toes with that. Maybe your hands are on your shins, your knees. Maybe you let them rest on either side of your legs. It's all good. We're going to use our breath to get just a little bit deeper here. So as you inhale next, you're going to lengthen out your spine. You might have to lift your chest slightly, right? Then as you exhale, you can fold a little deeper. Your hands can move a little further forward. So if you do that a couple times, you inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold deeper. Helps you get that extra inch or two into the pose, then your body naturally wanted to go. Right? I moved my hands forward each time I did it. Now I actually can grab my feet. Where when I first came into it, I wasn't at my feet, I was only at my ankles. Maybe you were on your knees, and now you're a little bit further down your shins, right? The goal isn't to push ourselves super far, right, a lot further than we naturally go. Our goal is to push ourselves just a little tiny bit further than we naturally go. That's how we really start to see change in our body. If we push our bodies too much further than they naturally want to go, you're going to do more harm than good to your body. But if you never push your body any further than it naturally wants to go, right, you're never going to see that change in your flexibility. And that's why most people do yoga. They want to be able to get more flexible, right? So you have to work within those millimeters, those inches. And that's how we do it. Just take 2 more breaths here, wherever you are. And then we're slowly going to come all the way back up. All right, now we're going to come back into that bound ankle position, right? You're going to bend into both knees, letting your feet come together, letting your knees go out to the sides. Now here, I'm going to give you the options, right? You can stay sitting straight up like we did at the very beginning. Maybe some of you were doing that instead of Malasana, right? If you want to add a little bit of back stretch to this, then you just start to lean forward, right? It's just like we did in that forward fold. We're not trying to get the head down to the ground. We're just trying to bring the chest a little bit further forward. Grab onto your feet when you're doing this like I am. Maybe as you lean forward, your hands come a little bit in front of your feet. Right? But you don't want to round down here. You're not trying to get the crown of your head down to your feet. You're just trying to bring your chest as far forward as you can. So don't tuck your chin. Right? The crown of your head should be pointed somewhere between straight towards the front of the room and up to the ceiling. Right? It shouldn't be pointed down towards the ground. Now, if you want to add a lot of stretch here, you can bring your hands, or a lot of stretch in the back, I should say, right? You can bring your hands to the inside of the diamond shape you've made with your legs, and you slide your hands underneath your ankles, right? See how my hands slid underneath my ankle with my palms face down, but then I can flip my palms around and grab my feet from the outside, right? So my ankles are kind of resting on my wrists. If you get all the way there and it feels good, then you can come to full turtle. And turtle, you do round out. You tuck your chin to your chest and drive your head towards your feet. And that's a lot of stretch in the low back. It might be too much for some people. For some people, it feels really amazing. For some people, it's too much. So you can be here sitting up tall, no back added at all. You can be reaching forward just a little bit, adding a little bit of back stretch, or you can come to full turtle and let yourself round out. All right, wherever you are, I want you to take 3 or 4 more breaths. Just like anytime we do a bound ankle pose, you want this to be more intense, right? Whatever version you're in, you can pull those heels in closer to your body. If you need to back it off a little bit, if you feel a little too much in the legs, push your heels further away. Just take 2 more breaths here. And then we're slowly going to come all the way back up. Now, I'm moving forward a little bit just because I'm not at the top of my mat anymore. Right? I want you guys to make sure you're at the top of your mat. But you're going to keep your feet in this bound ankle position. Just reach your arms straight in front of you, kind of like we did before. We had our feet on the ground and our knees up to the sky. We're going to roll down to our back. Right? And once you roll down to your back, now take your arms out super wide, like in a T position. Keep the soles of your feet together. Keep those knees falling out to the side. So now when we're reclining down ankle, it should feel good. Now you can change it if you want to. Right? I wanted to open up those shoulders a little bit since we did those eagles and reaching in the bows and the shoulder T stretch. If it doesn't feel good to you to have your arms out wide, you can just rest your hand on your belly. Or you can rest your hands at your sides. Right? Or you can take your arms up overhead if you feel like you'd rather stretch out that way. Right? Whatever you want to do, it's all good. And again, if you want to pull your heels in closer to your body now, get a little more sensation in your legs going on while you do this, you can. If you want to push them further away, let your legs relax a little bit more, you can do that. And we're going to stay another 5 breaths here. So I'm sitting up, so I can turn around and look over here, but you guys are still in your reclining bound ankle, right? Who else is here? People joined us. Jessica, Sue, Sarah. All right, now from your reclining bound ankle, bring your knees together. Put your feet back on the ground and take your hands to your sides. Right, so we were here. So I just sweep my hands to my sides and bringing my knees back together, putting my feet on the ground. Once you're back here in this constructive rest position, you're gonna walk your heels a little bit closer to your glutes, close enough that you can feel your fingertips brush the back of your heels maybe. If you don't get that close, it's okay. We're gonna press into all four corners of both feet and lift your hips up to the sky. So now you're in your bridge position. You should tuck your chest, or tuck your shoulders at least slightly so that your chest puffs open. So you're kind of sliding one shoulder and the other, just a little bit underneath your body. If you want to make this really intense, you can work one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body and let your hips push even higher, right? But again, that's just an option. You don't have to. You can just tuck those shoulders slightly. Right? You have to engage your quads and your glutes here, using that strength in your legs to push your hips up. As we do that, we're increasing the flexibility of our back. So take 3 more breaths here. And then as you exhale, let your hips float all the way back down to the mat. All right, now take your knees, hug them into your chest. Okay. And just rock from side to side for a couple breaths. Now come to a stop here. You're going to kick your legs straight up to the sky. So now we're in this waterfall position. Your hands at your sides, palms face down. Your ankles are right over your hips. So this is a great inversion in and of itself. We get the blood going from the feet where it pools all day back to our head and heart where we need it more. You can stay right here if you want to. If you want to make this more intense, you can come to full shoulder stand. In shoulder stand, you lift your hips up on your own. Put your hands in the small of your back. So you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. Right? Your feet become kind of half flexed, half pointed if you're in shoulder stand. You make sure those elbows are pointed straight towards the front of the room. You don't route to the sides because you want to take the body weight into the shoulder girdle, not into the elbow joint. So you can be in shoulder stand or you can be in waterfall, right? Up to you here. Either way, we're getting those great inversion benefits. Listen to your body, it will tell you which version of the inversion it wants to be in. Take 3 more breaths wherever you are. And then when we're ready to come out of it, we're all going to come out of it the same way. You're going to bend your knees. Let them scrape right along your face and body. Slowly drop your feet back down to the mat. All right, now I'm going to add in one more inversion today. Those of you who are already in Happy Baby, hold on, we're going to go there in a second. Let your legs come along here. And then what I want you to do, right, I'm going to start on the left side because that's the side that's facing the camera. I'm going to lift my left hip up just a little bit so I can slide my left hand underneath my left hip with my left thumb right at my tailbone or my fingertips pointed down towards the ground. My elbow's bent a little bit so it's pointed out to the side. Right, then I'm putting that back down. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Lift my right hip slightly, get my right thumb to touch my left, and then come down. So now like this, right? Now what you're going to do from here, you're going to pull the elbows in toward your body and prop yourself up. So you look like this, then let your head come back. Ideally your head comes all the way to the ground and you're looking towards the back of the room, right? So you get that chin to open up. So this is fish pose, right? You can take different variations with your legs. You can butterfly them, bring the soles of your feet together. You can bend into your knees so your feet are on the ground. You can keep your legs extended. Some people like to lift their feet like that because it feels good on my back, right? Those are all things you can do. The key is your head, right? If you can't get your head all the way to the ground, it's fine. Just tilt your chin up to the sky as much as you can. We're trying to get that opening here, right? You're tilting your chin up to the sky. It's the perfect drainage position for your sinuses. And that's what we're going for, right? We don't walk around all the time with our head in this position. But when we do get our head in this position, it starts to drain the sinuses. It gets all that gunk out of there a little bit. Maybe it can help you keep from catching cold. Or if your allergies are acting up, get all that stuff out of there. So just take 3 more breaths here. And then when you're ready to come out of it, right, you're going to let your head come back down so your chin's just up to the ceiling. And then you're going to slowly lift up one hip, move that one hand out, lift the other hip, lift the other hand up, out, and you're back in that constructive rest position. All right, now we're gonna go to happy baby. Take both feet up to the sky. Separate your feet, maybe slightly or maybe a lot, that's up to you, right? Whatever feels good. Bend your knees, and again, maybe it's a slight bend, maybe you're bending them really, really deeply, maybe you're barely bending them at all. You're gonna reach up for your same foot for your same hand. If you don't grab the foot, you can be grabbing the ankle, the shin, or the knee. Wherever you make that connection, it's good. But roll forward a little bit so you feel that same from the low part of your back, press into the mat. Then we're gonna rock from side to side, giving ourselves a little spinal massage. It should feel good as we do the spinal massage. If it doesn't, then don't do that part. You can just stay still, right? Happy baby should be the happy part of your practice. You want it to feel good, so find somewhere where it does. Maybe now that you're in it, you need to change your leg position. You want them to come together more, or apart more. You want to straighten them more, bend them more. Just find wherever's good for you. Take about 3 more breaths here. And then from there, take your knees, hug them all the way in to your chest. Now let's take one final twist here. You're gonna let your arms go out long, like wings in that T position. And then as you exhale, just let your knees fall to the right. Take your chin and your gaze to the left. So if you want to here, you can take your right hand and press those knees closer to the earth, or maybe you extend your legs toward your right fingertips, or maybe you just stay where you are, right? The key here is to keep that left shoulder anchored. That's what's going to give you the twist. Look over your left shoulder. Take 2 more breaths here. Now as you inhale, you're going to pull your knees back up to center. And then as you exhale, you're going to let your knees drop to the left, your chin, your gaze to the right. Again, from here, maybe you take that left hand, press those knees closer. Maybe you extend your legs towards your right fingertips. But your toes towards your left fingertips, but you're keeping that right shoulder anchored. We always finish off this twist, just seals up our practice, lets our bodies remember what they did today. So next time we come practice, everything's a little easier. We go everywhere a little bit deeper. All right, as you inhale here, pull those knees back to center. Give them one final hug into your chest. And we'll set up for our final pose, our Shavasana. Let your legs extend long. Take your hands to your sides, palms face down. That's your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. If it's not comfortable, don't stay there. There's always the option to bend your knees, let your knees fall in against each other, or come back to that butterfly with the soles of the feet together if you like that, or just roll to your side. Hang out there, right? Find somewhere to be where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still, and most importantly, where your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet. You don't have to control your breath anymore. Let your breath go. Let it do whatever it wants to do. Just keep that focus on it. As you release control of your breath begins to guide you. But as long as you continue to focus on your breath, you can then start to follow it. When you can master that, your breath will take you right to a place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. And when you get there, that's always going to be your true quiet of the mind. Slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, you can take your arms overhead, do that nice full deep body stretch. And if you're not already, roll to one side or the other. Take a few breaths there, just to reacclimate. Eventually, we're all going to push ourselves up to seated. And once we're here in our seated position, we're going to close just with 2 Bhamari breaths and then an Om. The Bhamari breath, we inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. The Om is the universal syllable. It uses all parts of the throat. So we're going to do 2 Bhamari breaths, 1 Om. You can join me in them, or you can just listen. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. And then we'll inhale one final time, an Om. Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this morning. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. All right, so I hope you all have a great Sunday morning. We're going to do another week of virtual classes this week. I'll probably be here again on Sunday morning and Wednesday night and some other morning during the week. Liza should have the full schedule out later today. But I hope you guys will all join me next week, and then hopefully after that we'll see what happens. I'd love to see us back in the studio soon, but I don't know what's going to happen any more than you do. So for now, we'll just keep meeting here, and I will see you guys all very soon. Bye.